A useless person who can't even walk has no place in our house, haha. How can you do such a thing? The mother-in-law pushed me, in my wheelchair, down a staircase with more than 10 steps. Thanks to my quick reflexes, I avoided major injuries. She did not help me and just laughed at my plight. You're just unemployed, why don't you just get a divorce quickly? All right, I understand. The mother-in-law doesn't know that I earn an annual salary of $200,000. What kind of future awaits me as I leave this house? And then the mother-in-law brings up her son. Also, I'll be taking the grandchild with me, haha. I won't let you do that. Ha. As if you could take care of a child properly. I resolved to protect my son at all costs. I couldn't hand him over to such a devil-like person. And so, I decided on revenge. I'd rather leave this house even without being told to. A month after leaving the house, I received numerous calls from the mother-in-law. She might have finally realized the gravity of the situation, but it was already too late. My name is Emily, and I just turned 45 last month. I live with my husband and our 5-year-old son. I met my husband John at a party of a mutual acquaintance when I was 35. Wow, Emily, you work as a fashion designer? That's pretty cool. Not at all, I still have a long way to go. That's something I definitely couldn't do, haha. That's not true. I was not very good at socializing, so I probably stood out in that setting. He kindly spoke to me, probably out of concern. My impression of him at that time was of a caring and sincere person. Recently, my parents have been nagging me to be independent, haha. You live with your parents, right? Yeah, but they're saying I'm old enough and should live alone. Then, why don't you come to my place? At that time, we weren't officially dating yet. Even now, I wonder why I said that. It just came out naturally, like breathing. Maybe I was drawn to his somewhat unreliable and childlike aspects. And so, we started dating at the same time as we began living together. Listen to this. If we have a child, my dad will give us money. What? What do you mean? I don't really understand either. Like a celebration gift, maybe? But, well, to be honest, I didn't have much desire to marry or have children. And I thought it might be difficult because of my age. However, my husband was optimistic and quite excited about the idea of getting money. By this time, we had been dating for 4 years, and I was about to turn 40. You're kidding. I was holding my head in the bathroom. I was also optimistic. It seems I'm pregnant. Really? That's great. Then we've got to get married, haha. Yeah, we should. Reluctantly, I discovered my pregnancy on my 40th birthday, and soon after, we got married. At this time, my work was stable. And I thought about devoting my time to the child that was about to be born. However, this would lead to a drastic change in my husband's attitude. During the pregnancy, he seemed no different from before. But, you've done well, huh? Is something wrong? As soon as my husband saw our newborn son, he muttered something unbelievable. Is he really my child? What? What are you talking about? Everyone in the room froze for a moment at his unexpected words. He doesn't look like me at all, does he? You can't tell such things right after birth, can you? Well, whatever. I'm going back to work for now. Saying that, my husband left the hospital room without looking back. I couldn't accept his words at all. And then, my husband hardly got involved in child-rearing. And time just passed by. Before I knew it, our son Aaron was celebrating his 3rd birthday. Where's Daddy? He's working late today. So it's just you and me for the celebration. Okay. Last year, he did celebrate the birthday, but it felt like he was just fulfilling an obligation. And this year, he's saying he has to work overtime. I even doubted whether it was really overtime. Since then, My son and I have been spending a modest but happy time together. I'm home. I hear the sound of the entrance door opening. Welcome back. Was there something special today? Today is Aaron's 3rd birthday. I answer with a stronger tone. Ah, I forgot. Saying that, my husband tries to go to his room, but I stop him. Shouldn't you at least say happy birthday? Why? My husband's expression suddenly became cloudy. It's your son's birthday, so it's only natural. I'm tired from working overtime. I'm going to sleep now. Wait a minute. In the end, my husband went to his room without saying a word to our son. I was angry, of course, but more than that, I was worried about our son. When I hesitantly looked at my son, he seemed carefree. Despite being only 3 years old, he probably understood his situation. It's okay, Mom. Saying that, my son smiled, though I could see something like tears in his eyes. From then on, I stopped expecting anything from my husband. After putting my son to bed, I was slumped on the sofa alone when my husband came in with a strangely happy face. I forgot to tell you, but I got $6,000 from my dad as a congratulatory gift for the birth the other day. What? When? About 2 days ago, I think. So, how about we go on a trip with that money? That's quite sudden. It's fine once in a while, right? I didn't understand what he was thinking, but I accepted his proposal, thinking it might make my son happy. And then, on the day of the trip, we were supposed to go on a resort hotel. We had only been out of the house for about 10 minutes. Sorry, but I have to cancel today's trip. I don't understand. Aaron was looking forward to it today, you know? Stop nagging. Can't be helped, right? My boss invited me to golf. You should have declined that. Huh? Someone who can't even properly do housework or childcare shouldn't be talking so big. My husband, somehow infuriated, was driving while looking at his smartphone. Please don't drive while looking at your phone. And I'm replying right now. Just be quiet for a bit. And then, in the next moment, it happened. Our car drifted into the oncoming lane. At the moment, I thought we were going to crash. I instinctively turned my body towards the back seat to protect Aaron. Then, with the impact, I lost consciousness. Emily? Are you okay? I woke up to the sound of my name being called. Standing there was my mother-in-law. Where am I? What are you saying? You're in the hospital, of course. I remembered something else important. Aaron? How's my son? Then, the mother-in-law answered with a sly smile. He's fine. Just some scratches, it seems. That's a relief. I sighed in relief. However, the mother-in-law suddenly became confrontational. Relief? John has broken bones, you know? And it's your fault, isn't it? What? What do you mean? According to John, you suddenly interfered, causing the accident. I didn't do anything like that. I felt anger at my husband's false testimony and tried to get up. However, I couldn't muster any strength. While I could move my arms, my lower body was completely immobile. Is something wrong? Haha. The mother-in-law, knowing my condition, was smirking. Do you know something, mother-in-law? Who knows? I don't, haha. Well, see you. I was suddenly overwhelmed with a cold sweat. I asked the doctor who came in after my mother-in-law left. The answer I received was beyond my worst fears. Will I be like this forever? Unfortunately, the chances of recovery are almost zero. So, I'll be in a wheelchair for life? But isn't there a way to walk again? There is rehabilitation, but it doesn't guarantee you'll be able to walk again. Everything went dark before my eyes, and I couldn't think of anything. I spent over a month in the hospital before being discharged. During that time, my son was left at my mother-in-law's house. My husband never came to visit me. Thank you for coming today. It really helped. No problem. I'd come right away if you're in trouble, Emily. You're about the only one who would say that, haha. But your husband not coming at all. Well, I kind of expected that. I returned home with the help of my junior colleague, Julia. Now that I needed care, I was fortunate to have my parents' barrier-free house. I thought I could manage living there. Starting tomorrow, Mom will live here too. Why? Why? For your care. I can't do it alone, and Mom offered. Be grateful. Even so, it's so sudden. Don't complain. Now you're truly useless. You have no right to complain, haha. That's when the real help began. What? This house, it's big but so old everywhere. Please take care of me from now on. Oh, were you there? I didn't notice, haha. Well, I'll be taking care of you from now on, so you should be grateful. My mother-in-law, who claimed she would take care of me, hardly did anything to help. As I continued living like this, I managed to take care of myself to some extent. Seeing this, my mother-in-law became even more oppressive. If you can do so much, maybe I'm not needed? Please do everything on your own from now on. But I can't do everything. Please help me a little. Why should I do that? Haha. You can't work, and you're not useful. I am working, though. That's just your delusion, right? Haha. Then, I started taking on design work again, which I had paused due to my leave of absence. I couldn't stay silent after what she said. Sometimes I was accused of just playing around. But I ignored it all and focused on my work. Thankfully, my work began to be recognized. Your recent design has been really well received. And the one you designed for wheelchair users was considered innovative. Everyone at the office is talking about it. Really? I was just thinking about what I could do in my current situation and it came to me. Just a fluke, haha. Even if it was a fluke, it's amazing. And now there's a magazine that wants to interview you, Emily. My junior colleague, Julia, seemed even more excited than me. It felt good to have my work appreciated. I continued to release new designs as if inspired by a divine force. With each high rating, my income kept increasing. However, my husband came sniffing around when he got wind of this. I hear your work's been going well recently. You're making quite a bit, aren't you? Not particularly. Don't lie. I know it. From then on, my husband began to ask me for money. This went on for about half a year. I quit my job, haha. What? Why would you do that? Because it's stupid to work hard when I see you earning easily. Well, that's the situation, so take care of me, okay? Wait a minute. Oh, and don't tell Mom about this. Why? Ha. Can't you understand? If you do, it'll ruin my standing. I didn't press any further. I was too dismayed to find any more words to say. It was absurd to do such things just for his cheap pride. It was during this time of exasperation. The weather is nice today, how about going for a walk? My mother-in-law suddenly suggested this. A walk? But I have things I need to do today. It's not anything important. Come on, let's go. She forcibly pushed my wheelchair and took me out for a walk. I had never gone for a walk with my mother-in-law before, so I had a bad feeling about it. Where are we going? A nice place. That's enough. Let's go back. That's not possible. She seemed unusually desperate. It seemed like she was heading to a park on a hill nearby in the neighborhood. My mother-in-law was also breathing heavily, probably due to her age. Here we are. Nice view, isn't it? It is, but I couldn't believe she brought me here just to see this view. Just as I was thinking this, I saw stairs in front of me. Then, I felt a strong impact from behind, as if the wheelchair was about to fall. Ah! The wheelchair ran towards the stairs and tumbled down forcefully. The scene of the previous traffic accident flashed in my mind. I managed to protect myself instinctively. However, my legs wouldn't move. I faced up the stairs. A useless person who can't even walk has no place in our house, haha. How can you do such a thing? My mother-in-law didn't help me lying on the ground, but just laughed at me. She was like a villain from a story. You're just unemployed, why don't you just get a divorce quickly? With those words, I understood everything. But there was no need to go this far. All right, I understand. She didn't know that the unemployed person she mocked was actually earning $200,000. She had no idea what future awaited her as I would leave. And then she brought up my son. Also, I'll be taking your son Aaron with me, haha. I won't let you do that. I will raise Aaron. Ha. You can't possibly take care of a child in your condition. After saying that, I couldn't see my mother-in-law anymore. I couldn't hand over my precious son to such a devil-like person. And so, I decided on revenge. I'd rather leave this house even without being told to. Realizing I couldn't get up on my own, I called someone for help. Emily? What's wrong? Sorry for the sudden call. I need some help. Understood. Where are you? I explained what my mother-in-law did and my current location. 10 minutes later, she arrived by car. Are you okay? I somehow dragged myself here, haha. But I'm really exhausted now. I had managed to crawl to a nearby bench. It seems I was really hated, haha. This is no laughing matter. For now, I'll take you to my house. Thus, I stayed at Julia's house without returning to my own. My concern was about my son Aaron. Fortunately, it was still only 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I asked Julia to pick him up from kindergarten. Mom. Aaron. I have something important to talk about. I'm thinking of living separately from Dad. Who do you want to live with? I want to be with Mom. I don't know how I would have coped if he had chosen his father. But, thankfully, that worry was unfounded. I decided to divorce. Of course, my husband called. This was also expected. Hey, where are you? I need money, so give it to me quickly. Sorry, but from now on, you'll have to manage on your own. What? What do you mean? Just as I said. Your mother kicked me out. I've reached my limit too, so I'm divorcing you. Hey, wait. A month after leaving the house, I received a call. It seemed to be from my mother-in-law. Thinking she finally called, I answered. What have you done? What do you mean? There are workers at the house. Oh, I asked them to come. After all, that house is mine, haha. What? She sounded quite angry, but I ignored her and continued. Isn't that great? You didn't like the old house, right? Oh, and have you heard from my husband? What about him? He's currently unemployed, haha. What do you mean John's unemployed? Wasn't he working? He hasn't been working for a long time now. All the money we've been using was from me. I thought you were unemployed. Of course not. Shall I tell you how much I earn? The mother-in-law's voice, now lacking its earlier bravado, trembled. $200,000. $200,000. That can't be true. You don't have to believe it, haha. We won't be involved with each other anymore. I immediately hung up the phone and blocked her number. I never wanted to hear her voice again. Just hearing it made my blood boil. They will regret for the rest of their lives for letting go of someone like me. Just imagining their faces filled with despair gives me the will to live, even if I can't walk. Eventually, I managed to divorce my husband. The mother-in-law, upon learning the truth, demanded an explanation from him. And then he called. What? Hey, help me out. You seem to be mistaken, but we are strangers now. Handle your own problems. We lived together all this time. I don't recall someone who never cared for his child or did as he pleased, haha. Send my regards to your mother. Of course, I blocked him as well. My dealings with them were over, but I had plans for the mother-in-law. What she did to me was nothing short of criminal. She might not know what judgment awaits her, but she'll likely spend nights trembling in fear. Meanwhile, Julia said to me, if you move, call me, and I'll be there anytime. Like last time? Just kidding, haha. Yes, of course. Really? Then I'm counting on you. Leave it to me. I moved to a new place with my son Aaron. And, perhaps due to the hard rehabilitation, I've started to regain some sensation in my legs, little by little. It might still take time before I can walk again, but I won't give up. After all, I have my precious son with me.